Has Critical Role managed to do something in Daggerheart that D&D has struggled with for a decade, and actually made a good Ranger class?
Explain yourself.
Welcome to the Character Sheet, your home for fantasy and TTRPG news. Before we take a look at the final rules for Daggerheart's Rangers, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help keep these videos coming? It's free and it really helps the channel. And then, let's dive into some Daggerheart. First revealed in an exclusive article over on InWorld by the incredible Christian Hoffer, full link available in the description by the way, Critical Role and Darrington Press have shown off the final rules for Daggerheart's Ranger class, a class it has given Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons & Dragons fits ever since its first mediocre incarnation in the 2014 launch of 5th edition. So what makes Daggerheart's Ranger a better example of this often hard to balance hybrid class? And just what has changed between the final rules and the playtest? Let's take a look. First off, let's talk about what Matt Mercer, Spencer Stark, Rowan Hall, and the rest of the Daggerheart design team have changed about the Ranger class since its final playtest version. Number-wise, a few things have seen some major tweaks. Notably, the Ranger's evasion score has gone up from a flat 10 to 12, making them substantially harder for enemies to hit. We also see that instead of built-in damage thresholds, the Ranger, and every class in Daggerheart we assume, now simply has starting hit points, which seems like a more familiar concept for most players to grasp. The Ranger's Hope class ability has also gotten a massive upgrade, going from spending 3 Hope to get a +1 to evasion until your next short rest, to spending 3 Hope to hit 2 additional targets when you succeed with an attack, turning the Ranger into a kind of bow-based Gatling gun, just mowing down enemies left and right. The 2 subclasses for the Ranger, Wayfinder and Beastbound, are functionally unchanged on the other hand, and have just had some wording slightly cleaned up to be more clear and concise. So what makes this version of a Ranger a success in a way that D&D just always seems to struggle with? The flat +2 increase to evasion makes their subclass abilities, which can both give them another situational +2 to evasion, bringing them to a base 14 before adding any bonuses from stats, gear, or domain cards, makes them legitimately hard to hit, as someone adept at blending into their natural environment should be. It, along with the fact that the entire class is focused around agility, from spellcasting to their primary weapons, also lets them feel like an actual complete class, versus the D&D school of design where a Ranger is sort of left wanting to excel in far too many stats at the same time to take full advantage of the class. By having one primary stat, in this case agility, for basically everything from spellcasting to shooting your bow, the Daggerheart Ranger doesn't have to water themselves down to be a sort of limited jack-of-all-trades, master of none, the way the D&D Ranger does, who often wants dex for range attacks and defense, but then wants high wisdom for decent spellcasting modifiers, and high strength in case they want to go into that classic Drizzt dual-wielding route, and like every class, wants high constitution for those HP bumps. The D&D Ranger is too watered down by being tied to so many different stats, where the Daggerheart Ranger is singularly focused on being a high mobility, hard to hit murder machine. The other way the Daggerheart Ranger succeeds is with its subclasses having instant, meaningful, and thematic impact on the class. Often in D&D you need to be around level 6 before your subclass starts truly feeling different than just being a vanilla Ranger, but in Daggerheart both subclasses offer instant, compelling bonuses that are useful right away. The Wayfinder immediately deals extra damage to the Ranger's focus target, Daggerheart's version of the Hunter's Mark, and always knows the shortest, most direct path to anywhere they've been before, or anywhere they have an item from. They basically can always find the way. The Beastbound not only gains an animal companion, like some Ranger subclasses, but every time you level up, that animal companion levels up too and gets to choose from meaningful feats and abilities, just like a player character. They don't just gain a small increase in hit points or the option to replace them with a higher CR creature like D&D Rangers tend to choose from. This means not only are you keeping your companion for the whole campaign, they are leveling up much more like a party member than an afterthought companion, and you can tailor them to your needs and customize them just like your own character. So the Daggerheart Ranger appears to have succeeded in a way that D&D, perhaps hampered by its own rules on stats and mechanics, just can't quite seem to do. But is that enough to get you playing a Ranger in your first Daggerheart campaign? Let us know what you think of the Ranger class in Daggerheart down in the comments. And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and stay tuned for more Daggerheart news.